IIHM, popularly known as the International Institute of Hotel Management, is one of the largest private hospitality institutes that imparts world-class education and can firmly pride itself for being one of the foremost academic institutions of the country that offer globally recognized international degrees in hotel management. The hugely popular events that they host, IIHM International Young Chef Olympiad.
As the last dish is plated, they can only wait till the evening for the verdict to be pronounced.
Malaysia!
IIHM as an institute has always been able to define its core objectives clearly over the years. It is an institution that has always worked towards causes that give back to the society. IIHM proudly and aptly calls them food soldiers, a dynamic group of students working tirelessly to ensure a hunger-free world.
Hotel management, hotel plus management. At IIHM, the education is like doing a BBA plus hospitality, because at IIHM we train our students to become global business hospitality managers. In one hand, they are full of knowledge in hospitality, charismatic, and they have got the study skills of very hardcore management subjects like finance, strategic HR, global marketing, and a whole range of the management inputs.
IIHM.
For a great hospitality career, call 98310 50,000.
Good evening, Namaskar. This is Sameer Mehta, and we are live from one of the most beautiful and exotic in a way locations of Goa. We are live from studios of IIHM Goa, and today's special talk that we are going to have is on how the hospitality world operates, how the hospitality world revolves, and how do we learn to become a good hospitality professional. So first of all, let me get started and talk to you about where we are from. We are from the world's largest hotel management social network. हम IIHM से हैं, हम विश्व के सबसे बड़े social hospitality network से हैं. Just to give you a figure, Facebook page alone, we have over 3.4 million followers, and that's the kind of reach that we have. That's what makes us so special, and that's what makes us so very verifiable to talk to you about how hospitality world can become your world in the future. That's why we are going to talk today. That's right. We are going to talk today about how does the hospitality world work. We are from one of the best hotel schools hailed by 50 different countries. तो कुछ तो बात है. Where are we from? We are situated in Calcutta, Delhi, Bangalore, Jaipur, Hyderabad, Ahmedabad, Pune, right here in Goa, Bangkok, and Samarkand. इतनी जगहों पे already spread out होते हुए, what is it that makes IIHM one of the best places to be, and why and how should a hotel management college operate? आज का हमारा विषय यही है कि आप कैसे डिसाइड कर सकते हैं कि आपके लिए कोई एक होटल मैनेजमेंट कॉलेज सही है या नहीं है. That is the point of discussion today. What makes a college the good college or the right college for you to decide and step in for 3 years or 4 years as it may be, and then make a career out of hospitality for yourself. Well, here's one prominent example. In front of you is a slide from Forbes. यदि आपको नहीं पता कि Forbes क्या है, let me give you a bit of ज्ञान. Forbes is a magazine that is renowned for its ranking mechanisms, right? अगर आपको किसी भी चीज की रैंकिंग के बारे में जानना हो, तो जनरली आप Forbes के पास जाते हैं. If you want to know who's the richest person in the world or in the country, you go to Forbes. If you want to know the most popular hotel brand or industry, you go to Forbes. Similarly, if you want to go to find out which is the most persuasive education brand, you go to Forbes. And right there, Forbes has said IIHM is one of the great places to study. What makes IIHM a great place to study according to Forbes? Well, मैं IIHM के बारे में डिस्कस करते करते आपको बताऊंगा कि आप कैसे अपने हिसाब से और अपनी लाइकिंग का इंस्टीट्यूट चूज कर सकते हैं for the world of hospitality, so that you can You will not regret your decision later, basically. I'll give you 3 pointers, 3 very important pointers, which will help you identify if a college is right for you or not right for you. Sahi hai ya nahi hai for you in identification of the right hospitality management college. Let me talk about the first one, the foremost. See, the foremost point that you need to check from any particular college is the kind of content that it is providing you with, the kind of knowledge that a college is able to provide you with. See, in general, most of the colleges will get you similar information or similar foundation of knowledge, right? Because all of us talk about the same things. However, there will be some colleges which will bring about something extra. And that bit of extra makes you different from the rest of the cohort who's studying the same thing, right? You from ordinary, you become extraordinary. That's extra plus whatever is the ordinary. So that extra, what is it that is being given to you from an institution? That's what makes you extraordinary. That's what will help you decide if the college is good for you. Here's what I'll give. Here's what I'll do. I'll give you an example of what we do at IIHM. At IIHM, we focus solely on experiential learning. The idea of learning is not just about finding out which book, which page, which chapter has the content that a student is required to study. It is about practicing the art of hospitality. Hospitality is not just about reading. Of course, reading is very important. I agree, absolutely. Your foundation, absolutely important. But along with that, your practice of that foundation is equally important. How strong are you practically? If I tell you that a restaurant needs to be run in such a fashion, you can read about it, or you can actually walk into a restaurant which will be given to you and you can practice running that restaurant. And we'll find out what helps you learn better, right? This is called experiential learning. So at IIHM, we focus on experiential learning. We focus on telling our students किस तरह से वो काम करके उस चीज को सीख सकते हैं real time, live, right? आपको कुछ examples देता हूँ. Wherever we are located across all the centers of IIHM, we proudly boast of some of the biggest food festivals that are organized in that particular city. Just I am situated in South Goa, and I can promise you, we host one of the largest food festivals in South Goa every December. Of course, abhi COVID hai, so there's a problem. But till when we were permitted, my students used to cater to almost 1,500 people in a span of 3 or 4 hours. That was the scope of the food festival that my students organized. And when I say organize, I'm not just talking about my students standing behind buffet counters and serving. No, we are talking about identification of the theme, identification of the venue, identification of the menu, costing of the menu, trying to ensure to find out whether that costing is sustainable economically for any enterprise or not, finding out what would be the selling price of the ticket, finding out if they can get the right sponsors. They have to, by the way, get sponsors. And doing all of this is being done by my students. Identifying the logistics. For example, will they cook right on the spot, or will they actually cook in our own kitchens and carry the food? All depends on my students, and they need to make a proper costing, a proper budget for it. And then they get an approval and they proceed on for the action, right? Then they go into organizing the event. So by the end of organization of such a food festival, my students, I can wake them up in the middle of the night and I can tell them I have an event to organize, and my students don't even blink. They are absolutely ready, and they tell me, sir, you tell us when do you want it to be done, and we will do it for you. That's the spirit that we inculcate in our students, and that's how our students become one of the best. And that's why Forbes says that IIHM is one great place to study, because we give you holistic learning. We give you a complete package of becoming a professional. It is not just about learning to be somebody who has good theoretical knowledge, but it is about being a complete professional package ready to enter the industry the moment you step out of the college. So here's a few examples of the kind of food fests that we have. All the posters or the creatives that you see are food fests that students of IIHM have organized over the various years. I'll give you another small example. We also conduct something called Realia, in which we give our students the benefit of running a theme-based restaurant over a period of time. In this, again, they run it like a live restaurant. So they have to identify what is the kind of costs that are involved. They will have to identify what kind of products do they need to sell. They will need to invite the guests. They will need to bring the guests over. They will need to win the guests over, because everybody is going to ask them, what is it that you're going to serve? And this teaches them the art of hospitality. This teaches them how to speak to a guest. In fact, at IIHM, we have a saying. We always tell our students, don't be shy, say hi, because it is important for you to be able to talk to strangers. ये बहुत ही निहायत ही जरूरी बात है कि आप जिस भी कॉलेज में हो, कॉलेज आपको ये जरूर सिखाए कि आप कैसे आगे जाके खुद को प्रोजेक्ट कर सकते हैं. How do you project yourself out into the market? Because that way you will be able to garner more attention. More attention leads to better publicity. Better publicity leads to better network. Better network leads to better opportunities. तो कोई भी कॉलेज आपको ये निहायती देना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है कि वो आपको एक सही दिशा से कम्युनिकेट करना सिखा सके. That's one of the things, again, that we are very well known for, because we ensure that our students develop a good network. Just like we have our own social network, our students have a stupendous network in terms of social media, because that way they are very well connected with the world. So what is it that we actually teach our students? We are talking to our students about rooms division, which is front office and housekeeping. We are talking to our students about culinary arts, which is food production, that is a chef's job. And we are talking to our students about food and beverage service. Apart from these, there are also some curricula which differentiate IIHM from rest of the hotel management colleges, but we'll come back to those later. Let us first identify how do these departments work? How do these departments function? Let us talk to subject matter experts and find out what are the opportunities that are available for people if they choose any of these individual areas. We'll start off with rooms division, and the first person I'd like to call is Ms. Nupur Bhomik, who heads front office at IIHM Goa. Yes, I can see her there. Over to you, Nupur. Talk to us about front office.
Yeah, good afternoon, all. Now, sir has already said that room division comprises of front office and housekeeping. Here in IIHM, we have divided our syllabus in such a manner that you will study operational chapters in first year. Then in second year, you will study supervisory level. Then in third year, you will study managerial level. Now, what is an operational level? Operational level wherein you will learn how to greet the guest. You will learn how to take reservation. You will learn a very basic of front office. But when you will reach second year, you will learn more of accounting. You will learn more of night audit. You will learn more of anything related to the revenue. Then when you will reach the third year, you will learn a chapter called revenue management, then planning and evaluating the front office operation, then a lot of numericals which will help you to identify whatever we do in front office, why we do calculate that, and how we calculate profit and loss. Okay. Now, sir has said the way we teach, we are different from others. Now, how is it? When you learn all these things simultaneously, in theory, there is a practical. Now, practical, we have something called Opera, and that is a live version of Opera we are using, the way a chain hotel use their systems, property management system. Other than this Opera, you will learn through role play how to communicate with a stranger, how to greet a guest, how to approach a guest, how you will be starting a conversation when the guest is not in a very good mood. So these things will happen with the help of role play. Now, when you are doing all these things, when you are learning how to approach a stranger, actually you're learning to sell a product. And what are we selling in front office? We are selling rooms. So when you learn how to sell your product very effectively, your horizon for career open. Now, how it opens, you will definitely get a job in hotels, but you will get jobs in other places also, like travel agencies, tour operators, retails, okay? Many banking sectors, the GRE is from hotel management background, okay? So your horizon opens because you are the one who knows how to communicate with stranger. You will be learning how to approach the guest, how to see the body language, how to sell your product properly, and you will be ready to sell anything. Okay, since sir has already specified that we do have our food festival, the front office team actually goes to different corporate and get the sponsorship. Okay, so they learn that. The front office team actually goes to different places, even colleges, offices, and sell the tickets. So they learn how to approach, how to sell their product, okay, how to market their product. So this will help them to get job in the industry. That's all from my end. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Nupur. That's what front office is about. It's about presenting yourself right in front. And this is what we teach our students. Whether they choose to study in front office as a core area for their further development or not is secondary. But the fact that they know how to present themselves plays a very important role wherever they go in the future. Well, the second part of rooms division is called the Housekeeping Department or the Accommodation Operations Department. This is the department that typically talks to our students about hygiene, sanitization, but most importantly, the beauty of the place where they are. यदि आप किसी होटल में घुसते हैं और आपको होटल बहुत खूबसूरत नजर आता है, तो उसके पीछे there's an army of people who are willing to work very hard to ensure that that place remains beautiful as it is. In our campus, the person who's responsible for this department is Ms. Pearl Rodriguez. Over to you, Pearl.
Yes, thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. My name is Pearl Rodriguez, and I head this department, which we call the Accommodation Operations. Yes, I will show you the view where I'm standing now. I'm standing in one of the practical labs, which we have over here, multiple labs. You know, as we have an attached resort, we can have our practicals anywhere according to the occupancy, you know, where we get to do occupied rooms, vacant rooms, departure rooms. Yes. I'll turn my camera before I going into the depth of an overview of the housekeeping department. I'll show you where I'm standing right now. Yes. I'm standing in one of the live rooms here. As you can see outside the window, the sitting room window is the swimming pool. How can someone not learn here? It's beautiful. The settings are just beautiful. I'm just bending over here just to show you the view. And this is the sitting area. That was the main door from where I entered. And here is the bedroom. And that's the balcony. You can see the different types of things outside, the trees, the palm trees is just beautiful. Yes, that's the room. And we have a changing room inside there. It's a suite room. Yes, I'll quickly come back here just in case I lose my connectivity in there. Yes, as I've told you about the housekeeping, that, you know, this is one of the practical rooms. Now, cleaning is not the only thing that housekeeping does, against the belief that housekeeping is only dealing with sanitization and cleaning of the place, you know. We deal with different types of things, like the beauty that you can see in the hotel, be it in interior decoration, the uniforms, the beautiful uniforms that you see, the color combinations. Yes, everything is looked after by the housekeeping or the accommodation operations department. It's a lovely department to be in. Now, after you complete this course, hotels is not the only thing that you can get into. You can get into cruise liners, you can get into facility management, old age homes, youth hostels. The opportunities are just massive. The opportunities are just massive, you know. You just have to see this particular department. It is like, you know, spread out. For the food fest, we engaged in decor of the place, how to decorate the place, the table pieces, the laundry, everything is done by the housekeeping department. It's a lovely department, and you should come to this place and visit this place, you know. It's a lovely place. I'll turn my camera again just to show you the view again, because I can't get enough of this. Just see the lovely view. See the lovely view. Yes. Hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pearl. That is a lovely view. And well, while one set of the pointers that you can learn in this view, another set of pointers, there is a team of people who are who are working to ensure that this view remains as lovely as that is, and that is the Accommodation Operations Department. Well, the next department that we are going to talk about is the Food and Beverage Service Department, the department that deals with restaurant management or events management to ensure that any kind of event or social function becomes a success. You need a team of people who are ensuring that the food and beverage service is being done properly. In our campus, this is taken care of by Mr. Dhiren Kurtarkar. And Dhiren is here right now from the restaurant, and I hope to see, let me just see if he's joined in.
Thank you so much, sir. Good
Dhiren,
evening,
sir,
everyone.
Dhiren, I
My
can
name
hear
is
you, but I can't see you. There you go. I can see you now. So over to you, Dhiren. Sorry, Dhiren, you're muted.
Yes, am I audible now, sir?
You're audible, but your network strength says low. Can you move into an area with a better network? So while Dhiren sir is still finding a place where he can actually see him and hear him properly, let me continue about the food and beverage department. A department that deals typically with not just the delivery of food. In today's world, food and beverage is becoming very important. I mean, think about it. A place or a company like Swiggy is a company which specializes in food delivery, right? Or Zomato for that matter. Now, these are also the websites which rank or find out how good or great a particular restaurant is. And don't we all today look at these individual rankings or these different grades and identify whether it's whether we should order food from there or not? Well, some department has to look forward to ensuring that the restaurant actually gets a high grading, and that is the food and beverage department. Dhiren, I can see you now, and I hope you're ready. Over to you.
Yes. Audible? Am I audible?
You're still cracking up, Dhiren.
I'll just say one.
Of all things in the world, if there's one thing that we still cannot control, that is technology. We are still working around it. We are still working with technology at the core of all operations, particularly post the pandemic. And technology usually is like that slippery eel, you know, you try to catch hold of it and suddenly at the last moment, technology, poof, disappears. Well, that's how it's going to be. And I hope that we can have the answer back. But before we do that, we will, sorry, Dhiren, are you here?
Yes, I'm audible now.
Yes, much better. Over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Apologies for the inconvenience. A good evening to everyone present. My name is Dhiren Kurtarkar, and I, along with my colleague, Ms. Alisha, we both take care of the food and beverage department. So you guys must be wondering, why am I here right near the pool? So this is the view right outside the food and beverage lab that my students enjoy at any given time, absolutely. Prior to this, Ms. Paul must have shown you the view of the pool from right on top, but this is just outside the food and beverage lab. So yes, at IIHM, we for all 3 years we start with the students for all basic techniques and practical theory sessions regarding food and beverage. In the second year, we focus more on alcohol, spirits, different types of spirits, different types of wines from different regions. And in the third years, we focus on more on the managerial aspect regarding to cost or overall management of the food and beverage department. Right. So next we are going to enter the food and beverage lab and look at the lab, how it looks like. So here we can see the food and beverage lab. It is correct, a large lab. We can accommodate approximately 30 students at any given time, given with social distancing. We can, as you can see, the major attraction of the lab is the dispense bar. So apart from the basic practicals that we take place here, we also do themed lunch. We do cocktail mocktail sessions. We do wine tasting sessions. We do breakfast operations here in the lab itself. So this is the biggest advantage of the food and beverage lab. It is big. It's also lit up. You can see just like a fine dining restaurant. It's fully air conditioned, so we do not have to worry if it's hot as it is in work for most of the time. So apart from this, let me give you a glimpse on the opportunities in the food and beverage department. So when I speak about opportunities in the food and beverage department, they are endless. I can, even if I speak about only hotels, not just, most of us have the notion of hotels in food and beverage is only a restaurant. But in a hotel itself, apart from a restaurant, we have in-room dining, we have banquet operations, we have the lounges, we have the bar, we have the pool bar. So many food and beverage outlets in a hotel alone itself. Apart from this, we have cruise liners, which pays us exceptionally well. We have standalone restaurants. We can do private caterings. We can go into the bar department separately. The opportunities in food and beverage are endless. So wherever there is food and beverage involved, we know that there is work, there are jobs, there is opportunity for us wherever there is food and beverage. I will quickly give all a glimpse again. We go closer to the lab. You can see we have several tables, and right here we have the dispense bar. All the cocktail mocktail sessions take place right over here. Wine tasting sessions can be taken here. That's it. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you all again. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Dhiren. We heard some of it as very was cracked, but we can see the restaurant, and that makes it look beautiful. Well, I'll bring in the next department. The next department is the one that is one of the most popular departments with any hospitality management college, and that is culinary arts or kitchen or food production department, as we call it. Well, the department that deals with food. Everything about food, the beauty of food, the hygiene of food, the nutritious facts about food, the science of food, the art of food, the preparation of food. Well, in our campus, the person who leads it is Chef Sangeeta, and she's right now standing with a lot of scenic beauty around her. Over to you, Chef Sangeeta.
Thank you, Samir sir. Thank you for the lovely introduction. And yes, before we start, you must say that's a huge greenery around us when we see this is Iihm Goa campus. And I'll quickly turn my camera where I would show you how is the kitchen looking. We actually have a realia right now for the third years going on, and they're fully engrossed in what they're cooking. We have few of our students on board. Some of them are wearing the Iihm t-shirts, some of them are in chef coats, but yes, they are full in work. Before that, I would definitely like to show you something which is the creativity of me and my colleague Chef Pratiksha. We have even grown few nice micro herbs, if you can see. We got beautiful thyme, we got some mustard, and here we go some nice beautiful, which we're going to be using, and we're teaching the third years how to do it. Okay, now, yes, regarding our kitchen, here is the place where we have all students work together. We'll go near to my colleague Chef Pratiksha, who is also one of them, who's helping them for Indian cookery, and she's the one who's also known as the Queen of Spices. Chef Pratiksha.
Good evening, everyone. This is Chef Pratiksha. Here we are doing preparation for Realia event, which we do it for second year students, where students they decide upon a theme, a cuisine, and then they prepare a course-wise preparation and they serve it in the restaurant. Few people they help in the service, few people they make food actually in the kitchen, and other few students they do decor according to the theme. So tomorrow's Realia theme we have Punjabi cuisine. So here there is nice gajar halwa preparation is going on for Realia Riyalia theme, which is Punjabi cuisine for tomorrow.
Okay, wow, fantastic. Okay. That's Meenakshi. This time I feel Meenakshi is doing and leading the kitchen team this time. And Meenakshi, what's the menu theme? As Chef Pratiksha said, it is Punjabi. Okay, and what you're cooking today?
Right now I'm cooking garlic.
For how many people are you cooking?
I'm 15.
15. Fantastic. And all ingredients you use?
We use carrots, which are grated.
Okay.
Then we use lava, milk.
Okay.
And rice.
Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, so you are enjoying?
Yes,
How about leading the team?
I'm enjoying a lot.
Okay, how about are your colleagues and everyone helping you all?
Yeah,
Coordinating?
everyone.
Fantastic. Okay, so here we go, and that's what we spoke about our Realia, which is happening with year 3. I would also like to mention something called El Gusto, which is done by our own students, and it's something where our students are, even though are staying apart, we got the students definitely back to our campus working on the magazine, but we created it when there was no one around in the campus, and we still want to connect to something with culinary arts, and that's how we created something called magazine, which is called El Gusto, and all our students contributed with the assistance of our mentors and director, and we actually published it. We do it every 3 months, and it's a fantastic one. I hope you will get hold of the same. We'll share the link also, and I'm sure it's going to be a great motivation if you all can also review some and give us some good ideas. That's all from my side. Over to you, Sameer sir.
Thank you so much, Sangeeta. And that's a lot of information and a lot of activity as we proceed on to identify what is done in food production. So boys and girls, ये मत सोचिएगा कि एक शेफ का काम सिर्फ खाना बनाना होता है. जैसे कि आपने देखा, एक शेफ बहुत कुछ करता है. सिर्फ कॉस्टिंग भी नहीं. देखिए कैसे हमारे शेफ्स ने एक्चुअली माइक्रो ग्रीन्स उगाए हैं अपने ही कैंपस में. And this is what we are teaching the students, how to go organic and how to ensure that sustainability becomes a major part of what is being done in food production here in India, and of course definitely here in Goa. As we move along, the next part of course is the overall view. पर overall view पे जाने से पहले मैं आपसे आगे बात करता हूं about what our students do और हम क्या सिखाते हैं अपने students को. So mandatory part of their learning is their industrial training. That's the kind of exposure that we give. Our students travel to some of the most renowned countries, hospitality countries in the world, and they learn from the hotels there. They have a 6-month training जो कि compulsory है, right? वो चाहे वो इंडिया से करें, चाहे इंटरनेशनल करें. वैसे जो photographs आप देख रहे हैं, ये सारी international trainees की photographs हैं. But the point is that they need to learn how an international hotel operates. तो वो जाके जब ये एक्सपोजर लेते हैं ऑटोमेटिकली मेरे स्टूडेंट्स का कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ जाता है. They become very confident in how they are supposed to express themselves, how they are supposed to work, and at the end of it, I can show them any country in the world and my students are ready to work there. That is what makes my students prepared and ready. Well, so that is one of the reasons why we become a great place to study, and also we were awarded one of the world's best hotel schools by Z. And then you can imagine how authentic would that be. So what makes us so special? So that was point number 1, right? When I was telling you content, very important. What is it that you are being taught? What is the knowledge that you are being given? Along with the core departments, then how are the management subjects entwined with what is being taught? It's not just about the action or operation, it's about management of that operation. So how do you decide, or how does a college give you the benefit of teaching you management of a particular function? Management of front office, management of accommodation operations, management of food and beverage services, and management of culinary arts. Well, the second point, which is very, very important, is how is the college associated with the society around it? Because no institution can work alone. The institution has to have a support of the society. It has to have a strong network and a strong relationship with everything around it. And most importantly, how is the institution working towards development of the industry that it is preparing you for? यदि मैं आपको hospitality के लिए prepare कर रहा हूं, तो मैं hospitality industry के लिए क्या कर रहा हूं? मेरे स्टूडेंट्स क्या सिर्फ वही सीख रहे हैं जो कि आज काम हो रहा है, या वो उसलिए तैयार हो रहे हैं कि आज से 5 साल बाद क्या काम होगा उसमें मेरे स्टूडेंट्स सक्सेसफुल रहें? ये ध्यान दीजिएगा, ये बहुत जरूरी बात है. इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू नोट वेदर यू आर लर्निंग व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन द इंडस्ट्री टुडे or whether you are learning what is going to happen to the industry 5 years in the future, because that is the difference between ordinary and extraordinary, like I was telling you. Well, one of the ways in which IIHM does it is to organize a fantastic research based activity. Well, we do a lot of activities. Let me start off with one. This year itself, IIHM elected 150 members into what is called as the Fellows of IIHM. The Fellows of IIHM are some of the leaders in the world of hospitality, global hospitality. It's not just India, but global hospitality. And they sit together and identify how the industry is going to develop further. They identify how industry, or what is it that the industry requires from the students in the future. And these are the people who guide our students, mentor our students. The photographs that you see up front are of these such leaders. Some of the names, Ms. Priya Paul, who is the chairperson for APG Surendra Park Group, or Mr. Ritesh Agarwal, who is the founder of Oyo Rooms, which is the third largest hotel chain in the world in terms of room inventory, or Mr. Shekhar Mukherjee, or Mr. Ajay Bakaya, or Mr. Jaco Laru. There are so many different people right there on the screen in front of you who are working tirelessly to ensure that the industry remains sustainable, the industry becomes a better place to be in the future. And my students learn from them, are guided by them as to what should they do to be more prepared for the future. Well, that's one example. We also send our students out for what is called as an Erasmus tour. You know, there's this conglomerate of 4 countries. These 4 countries identify students from hospitality education or culinary education institutions, and these students do research. Right? It's in European Union, of course, three over there. Only one institution in India is permitted to participate, and that is IIHM. Our students, either the students from other countries come to India, or we send our students to any one of these countries where these students conduct research on different things. उनमें से एक आपको बताता हूँ जो कि मुझे सबसे interesting लगता है. One of the teams of the students who had gone, they started researching on how to grow crops without sunlight, because there are nations in Europe which do not have sunlight, who get sunlight for 6 months and don't get sunlight for next 6 months. तो ऐसी जगह पे फूड शॉर्टेज होने के चांसेस बहुत ज्यादा हैं. तो आप ये फूड शॉर्टेज को कैसे कर्व करेंगे, कैसे आप ऐसी जगहों पे खाना उगा सकते हैं? Now that is the research that was conducted by students of IIHM, and that is what makes our students a notch special, a notch extra, and makes them extraordinary. Similarly, we send our students for a wine tour to Europe, to some of the wine capitals of the world, so that they can learn the preparation of wines right from the place where wine originated. Could be France, could be Italy. Similarly, some of our students go into culinary tour. Of course, ऐसा नहीं है कि बस एडमिशन लिया और ये परमिटेड है. नहीं, हमारे स्टूडेंट्स को अपना पैशन जगाना पड़ेगा, उनको हमको जताना पड़ेगा कि वो क्यों इस पोजीशन के लिए, इस टूर के लिए वाकई में रिस्पॉन्सिबल हैं, रिक्वायर्ड हैं या नहीं है. और वो जो ये कर पाते हैं उनको हम बाहर भेजते हैं इन सारी टूर्स के लिए. और जब ये टूर्स होती हैं, then the students who come back from these tours, well, you can understand their knowledge levels are way ahead of anybody of their age group. तो इस तरह से चीजें चलती हैं, इस तरह से people identify what makes my students or what makes a college special. मैंने आपसे 2 चीजों के बारे में बात ऑलरेडी कर ली है. The first one was the content, यानी knowledge. The second and very important one was the kind of research that an institution does for the industry. किस तरह से वो industry से connected है, किस तरह से society से connected है. Well, here's the third and one of the most important points. That is the money question, which is आपका placement कहाँ हो सकता है. आपका college इतना रिस्पॉन्सिबल होना निहायत ही जरूरी है कि वो आपके प्लेसमेंट के बारे में आपको बता सके. every institution should be able to give you a placement record, should be able to show you what kind of placements they do. For example, at IIHM, we are able to place our students in all the top brands of hospitality in the world today. You talk about a Marriott, you talk about Hyatt, a Hilton, you talk about an ITC, an Oberoi, or a Taj, the Park, the Accor, you name it, and our students are working there as we speak. Well, that kind of a network helps our students in their placement. Here's an example of what kind of placements happen. Ye sari photos jo aap dekh rahe hain, these are my students from Goa. Despite the pandemic and everybody worried about how the world is going to be, my students were still getting placed, so on and so forth. Well, that's the beauty of having the right kind of educational institution. तो ये तीन चीजें बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी होती हैं to identify why an institution should be chosen by you. क्यों आपको एक institution को choose करना है? Well, before I proceed on, I will give you one additional reason why you should choose an institution. But ये जो additional reason है, ये additional reason, we may not include that in the top 3, but it is definitely one of the most important reasons, and that is the location, the kind of location the institution is situated in. You see, you need to identify a location which can help you study further. अगर मैं एक हॉस्पिटैलिटी इंस्टीट्यूशन खोल रहा हूं तो मेरा इंस्टीट्यूशन एक ऐसी जगह पे होना चाहिए जहां हॉस्पिटैलिटी इज प्रेवलेंट, where hospitality as a business is vast, it is booming, it is flowering, and it can give the right exposure to my students. Well, what better place to do that than in Goa, right? And let me show you what kind of campus we have in Goa. We have with us the head of administration, Ms. Alita D'Souza, who's standing somewhere at the top of my campus to show you what my campus looks like. And then you will understand why I have said location is a very important role. Over to you, Alita.
Thank you so much, sir. And yes, we are located in Goa, and the beautiful place. I'm going to show you how our campus looks like, but let me tell you a speciality about our campus. We are located in a live resort wherein you get to see real guests checking in and checking out every day. So you get to see the hospitality firsthand. So, you know, you learn hospitality while you experience it. Not only that, but when you come to Goa, you must have, if you have ever visited Goa, you must have noticed that people in Goa are very hospitable. That's because it's the tourism capital of the world, and hospitality is practiced in every sector in Goa. So let me not talk a bit more, because I'm sure you're very excited to see how our campus looks like, and I am very excited to show you how our campus looks like. So let's have a look. Okay, so this is a beautiful campus that we are located in. Okay, so the building that you see on my camera right now is the training restaurant and the commercial restaurant of the resort. The commercial restaurant right now is been run by our students, and they are working, they are doing their Realia kiosk there. And the down portion which Mr. Dhiren Kurtarkar showed you is the training restaurant. Now, this is the swimming pool that we have. We're very fortunate and very lucky to have a beautiful and a huge swimming pool for us. This is the resort rooms that we have. As I told you, we are situated in a working resort, a commercial resort. So you see all these guests coming in, checking out. You see food being sent to them. You know, guests having lunch, dinner in the restaurant. So this is what you study and this is what you practice. Okay, and this is the view that the college is surrounded by. So look at the skies. Look at the beautiful surroundings of the entire campus. And okay, so this is this entire campus is surrounded by lush greenery around, and this looks more beautiful in the monsoons. I'm sure the monsoons have not gone away yet, but yes, when it's raining and all, it's very mesmerizing. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Alita. And this really wants me or makes me feel that I should actually walk out right now, because that's the kind of beauty that the campus has. But that's another point that plays a very important role in choosing. Remember, if you're uncomfortable in location, you will never be able to study there. यदि आप किसी जगह से नाखुश हैं, आपके लिए वहां पढ़ना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा, तो ऐसी जगह क्यों चूज करना? Try and identify a place जहां पे आप comfortable रहेंगे, क्योंकि आपकी पढ़ाई वहीं successful हो सकती है. So, well, चौथा point side रखते हैं. 3 very important points why you should definitely choose a particular institution. First is the kind of knowledge that they provide. The second is the kind of network they have with the industry that they are working with, or the kind of research that they are doing, or the kind of development of the society they have undertaken. And finally, the kind of placements that they are able to provide to a student at the time of passing out. These are the points which make an institution right for you or wrong for you. Remember, sahi hai ya nahi hai, ye in तीनों factors पे बहुत ज़्यादा depend करता है. Well, before I take your leave, there's one more thing that I have to show you, and that is what makes IIHM special. Well, here's one more special added there. Dr. Shubhor Bose, the founder and chief mentor of IIHM, received Zee's most acclaimed accolade for education. That is Education Excellence Award in this year. In fact, we are talking just about 2 weeks ago, we won this award. That's what makes education so special at IIHM. That's why Forbes also says that we are a great place to study. That's why 50 countries in the world hail us as one of the best hospitality management college in the world. That's why we are IIHM. That's why we hope that one day when you choose a hospitality management career, you identify the right place to be. So hopefully we will see each other very, very soon. Hopefully you will have a lot to tell us about hospitality in the future. Till then, so long, stay safe. Namaskar.
IIHM, popularly known as the International Institute of Hotel Management, is one of the largest private hospitality institutes that imparts world-class education and can firmly pride itself for being one of the most foremost academic institutions of the country that offer globally recognized international degrees in hotel management. The hugely popular events that they host, IIHM International Young Chef Olympiad.
As the last dish is plated, they can only wait till the evening for the verdict to be pronounced.
Malaysia!
IIHM as an institute has always been able to define its core objectives clearly over the years. It is an institution that has always worked towards causes that give back to the society. IIHM proudly and aptly calls them food soldiers, a dynamic group of students working tirelessly to ensure a hunger-free world.
Hotel management. Hotel plus management. At IIHM, the education is like doing a BBA plus hospitality, because at IIHM, we train our students to become global business hospitality managers. In one hand, they are full of knowledge in hospitality, charismatic, and they have got the study skills of very hardcore management subjects like finance, strategic HR, global marketing, and a whole range of the management inputs.
IIHM.
For a great hospitality career, call 98310 50,000.